Yes, let f of x be equal to, if f is a function, we said functions are rules. We didn't do much about ordered pairs, okay? You know, if you have a function, the xy coordinates, the ordered pairs, x is a point in the domain, y is the corresponding point in the range. Y is the input comma output. So input output relationships are the functions under certain rules. So f of x equals, give me an example of a function. Say something like x squared, and let us say g of x. I'm doing it in the most simplest form. G of x equals, let us say 2x plus 1. Now input x produces output x squared. Input x here for this produces twice the input plus 1 as the output. Now, suppose we would like to find f of g of x. F of g of x. Now, what is the input for the function f? It is the output of the function g at the domain point x. So f of g of x. Now, both of these functions, they all both have their domain to be the set of all real numbers. No bad places for this, no bad places for that also. Meaning there are no denominators to check whether it is 0, or there are no square root signs to check whether inside is positive, non-negative, sorry. OTP, yes. This is to mark attendance, okay? F of g of x. Now what is f of x? If you input x, output is x squared. So f of g of x, now what is the input? Input is g of x. This is the input for the input. We are left says whenever you input a number, it's the number squared. Now the number is g of x. So this is equal to, see whether you understand this. This is equal to g of x whole thing squared. Input squared. That is the way. So if you want f of 2, that is equal to 2 squared. Input 2. Input g of x, then output is going to be g of x squared. Now that is equal to g of x is 2x plus 1. Substitute that for gx. 2x plus 1 squared. That is f of g of x. Understand it? It is a function of a function. Okay? So this is denoted by, so f of g of x is called a composite function. There is a notation for it. We sometimes use FOG x. FOG x is f of g of x. It's equal to, so this is the where now x must be in the domain of g. F must be in the domain of g, of f. Okay? Otherwise the rules are not defined. So is called the composite function. Composite, it's a composite function. Composition of two functions. A composite function. This is a composite function. Now try g o f of x. We said f o g of x is f of g of x. So if I write g o f of x, that is the same as g of f of g of x. G of f of x. G of f of x. That is equal to, what is g? What is the input for the function g now? It is f of x. What is g of x? G of x you see here, 2x plus 1. G of the input is equal to 2 times input plus 1. X is the input. G of x is the output. So now we need g of f of x, meaning we input f of x into the function g. G of any input is twice the input plus 1. So this should be equal to g of f of x. G of x is 2x. 2 input plus 1. Twice input. Input is f of x. Times this is the input here for G. Input for G. So it is twice G of any input is twice the input plus 1. So now substitute it back to f of x. Now you see that it is not true that G of f of x is not the same as f of g of x is not the same as, or f of gx is not the same as g of fx. Okay, this is 2x plus 1 squared. This is functions. Okay, so that is how you find the composition of two functions. Now suppose we take, let us take another example. Let f of x be, x cubed plus 3x squared. Let f of x be x cubed plus 3x squared and g of x be equal to so function inside a function. Yes. G of x equals, say, 2x squared plus 1. Now, what is f of g of x? F of g of x is the same as f of g. That is the notation for composite function. F of gx is equal to f of g of x. F of x is this. When you input something, now g of x is the input. If you input anything to the rule f, function f, what is the output? Input cubed, x is the input. Whatever you have inside here, that cubed plus 3 input squared, x, 3x. So f of g of x is equal to g of x. Input is g of x, no? Input cubed plus 3 times input square. Input is g of x. Do you all understand it? Please, if you don't, put it in the chat, okay? Now that is f of g of x. I'm just following this with input instead of x, now g of x. So wherever you find x, replace it by g of x on the other side. This is equal to, now, what is g of x? G of x is 2x plus 1. So I'm taking functions which are easily defined. Plus 3 times dx is 2x squared plus 1, 2x squared plus 1 squared. Now to simplify, it's a messy thing. Here I need to know a plus b cubed. Here I need to know a plus b squared. If you know those formulae, then you can expand these and simplify. Okay, so expand and simplify. Simplify and put the answer. Simplify and get the answer. For that, I will help you simplify and get the answer. Simplify and get the answer. That is kept as a homework. You do that, but I would like to take this opportunity to review what a plus b cubed and a plus b squared are. Okay? So, what is a plus b cubed? If we have real numbers, a plus b squared is equal to first term squared plus twice the product of these two, 2ab plus the last term squared. That is a plus b squared. How do you prove it? You just multiply a plus b squared equals a plus b times a plus b. X squared is x times x now. Now using the distributive law, you multiply. A times a squared, this times this is ab, this times this is ba, this times this is b squared. 4 terms. That is how we expand brackets. So a plus, but important thing to understand it, so this is the formula, a plus b squared is not equal to a squared plus b squared in general. When I say in general, there may be instance or two where it is true, but in general, this is so never expand it this way, okay? There you are missing the middle term a plus 2ab. Sometimes students find it difficult and they get confused because of this. What is ab squared? ab squared is a times b times a times b. So a gets multiplied twice, b gets multiplied twice. So you can put a squared, b squared. No? But that is for multiplication, not for addition. Sometimes students write this equals a squared plus b squared. No such formula. But for product, it is true. Okay, now we need, so to find and simplify this, now you can use a plus b squared. First term squared, 4x to the power 4. If you square this, 2x squared times 2x squared is 4x to the power 4. Twice the product of these two. Product is 2x squared times 1 is 2x squared, twice is 4x squared. Plus last term squared, 1 squared. Okay, so 1 squared is 1. So you know how to expand this. Now how do you expand this? For that you need to know what a plus b cubed is. Just a review, a plus b cubed is equal to, it is not a cubed plus b cubed. If this had been multiplication, it is true. But this is equal to actually a plus b times a plus b squared. Now you know this. I told you how to prove that also. So if you do that, you get a plus b times here a squared plus, how do you multiply this out? This multiply this. How many terms? There will be 6 terms. This times this times this times that. When you multiply out and clean it out, you get a times a squared, a cubed, plus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared plus b cubed. If you doubt, all you have to do is multiply out and see whether you can come up with this expression. Okay? So, using that, you can simplify this. This is like a plus b cubed. Okay, a plus b cubed. So first term cubed plus 3 times first term squared times the second term, 3 plus b cube. If your simplification skills are not that good, I strongly suggest you to apply this to this and simplify. Okay? Simplify and get the. Now, the note uploaded is on limits of functions. But before we do limits, I thought of going back to our XY plane and do a little bit more on straight lines. Okay, straight lines. Students, are you okay? Yes. Now, let us go back to our discussion on straight lines because we did not define the slope or the gradient of a straight line joining 2 points in the xy plane, and we did not give the equations of straight lines, different forms. Those will be useful for the rest of the course. Okay, not only for this course but also for other courses also. So back to straight lines. Back to straight lines. Back to straight lines. We did the distance formula and the midpoint formula. Straight lines. Now, we already did distance formula. What is the distance formula? Distance formula. Distance formula says if you have 2 points, x, y, if you know this, it will be boring. Suppose we have 2 points whose coordinates are, let us say this is A, this is B. I need to know the distance between these 2 points, meaning distance AB, let me call it D. I need it using the coordinates x1, y1 for the point A, and let us say the coordinates of B are x2, y2. Distance formula says D is equal to square root of difference of, these x coordinates squared, x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Y1 squared. That is the distance formula. Now we did the application also. If you are given numbers for this, you can this formula and find the distance between them. Then we did the midpoint formula. Midpoint formula. The midpoint of this line segment formula. Midpoint formula. It says midpoint formula. X-axis, y-axis 0. Suppose you have 2 points A, B, just like in the previous diagram. Join AB and take the midpoint. Call it M. Tensors are equal. This is the midpoint M. M. A, x1, y1. B, coordinates x2, y2. Ordered pairs of numbers. So, midpoint formula says coordinates of M. We said coordinates are denoted by 3 horizontal bars, 1 more horizontal bar than the equal sign. Coordinates of M are x coordinate is x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Explained it using this x1, this x2, and this point being the midpoint. This is x1, this is x2. So the midpoint is x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. midpoint formula. Next, so and we did application. If numbers are given for this, you can just do this and get the coordinates of the midpoint. Now, let us define something very important for calculus. Okay, the study that lies ahead. It is the concept of slope. Slope, or sometimes it's also called the gradient. Gradient. Slope of a straight line. That is the next topic, very important. Huh? If you don't understand, just put in the chat and try to get it cleared. Okay? Slope of a straight line. Slope of a straight line. The another word for slope is gradient. It's a measure of steepness of a line. Measure of steepness, gradient or slope. Slope කිව්වම තේරෙනවනේ කන්දක වගේ බෑවුම. Yeah, it's a measure of the inclination. Measure of inclination to the horizontal. Okay. So slope of a straight line. Now let A x1, y1 and B has coordinates x2, y2. Then, we're taking 2 points in the xy plane. x1, y1, x2, y2. Now, what we want to do is, so let us draw a diagram. Same diagram for the third time. Now I'm talking about the line joining A and B, not just the line segment. A, B. Line, not just the line segment, line joining these 2 points. This entire line. Straight line. A coordinates x1, y1. Coordinates of B are x2, y2. Do you understand it? Next, just the diagram. I just have put this into the pictorial form. Okay. Now, the slope or the gradient, the slope or the gradient. I use the word slope quite a lot. Huh? Gradient, slope or the gradient of the line, not the line segment, of the line joining, the points, line joining the points. Points here, we are taking A and B to be 2 distinct points, okay? Meaning A is not equal to B. Why is that important? If A is not equal to B, they are 2 different points, distinct points, then there exists a unique straight line. You can draw one and only one straight line through those 2 points. The slope or the gradient, I'm saying the line, that is why I checked. A and B has to be distinct, different. Joining the points A with coordinates x1, y1 and B with the coordinates x2, y2 is defined. The gradient is defined to be difference of y coordinates, y2 minus y1 divided by the difference of x coordinates taken in the same order. I took y2 minus y1. So I must put that is in the top, and the bottom becomes x2 minus x1. That is what I meant by the same would be this, provided that provided that there is a denominator. No? If it is 0, we cannot have this as a definition. X2 should not be equal to X1. If X2 is equal to X1, that is only when the bottom, the denominator is equal to 0, provided that X1 is not equal to X2. Provided that X1 is not equal to X2. So this is the definition of the slope. So if M is the slope, so if M is the slope, then M is equal to, I'm rewriting the same thing. Y, it's inside a lot of words now. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, provided that, meaning given that, dila තියෙන්න ඕනේ මේක. Must be given, Tamil speaking students, provided that x1 is not equal to x2. So this is the definition of the slope. So let us try to find a slope of a line. I will give you x1, y1, x2, y2. You tell me the slope, okay? I just want to know whether you understood what I said. How do you find the slope of the y coordinates divided by difference of the x? It doesn't matter, it could be y1 minus y2. Then denominator should be x1 minus x2. A over b is the same as minus a over minus b. No? Okay, so now we go to an example. Find the slope of the line joining these 2 points. A is equal to minus 1, 3 and B is equal to 2, 7. Line joining these 2 points. I'll just say, I'm becoming lazy. Find M. What is the complete sentence? Let A be this and B be this. Find the slope of the line joining these 2 points. Using the above, you don't need to draw a diagram. You can say, using the above, M is equal to y2 minus y1. You can take either one to be x1, y1, x2, y2. So let us take this to be x1, y1. It's like x1, y1. This is like x2, y2. So what is the slope? y2 minus y1. 7 minus 3 divided by x2 minus x1. 2 minus minus 1. Don't make silly mistakes. 7 minus 3 is 4 divided by bottom 2 minus is plus 2 plus 1, that is 3. So this is the slope of that line. So next example for you, you do this and tell me. Next example, A is equal to 2, 5 and B is equal to -1, comma, -2. Find M. Can you give me the answer? Put it in the chat. Yes? Can somebody do that for me? Now, this is how you learn. You need to know what M is. Definition of M is, if you know the coordinates of 2 points, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1, it's simply a matter of identifying what x1, y1 and x2, y2 are. After that, you can use this boxed equation to find it. Is there anyone who can find that value for me for this one? M is equal to, yes? M is equal to, අපි කාට හරි කියමු එහෙනම් කියන්න කියලා නේද? Students, are you there? My battery is running low. Yeah, do it. Nobody? Ayo, කියනවා තේරෙතුවේ තියෙනවා. අපි කායෙන් හරි අහමු නේද කියලා. Yes, one student coming in, two students. 703, 703. Very good. 703, 703. Thank you. So let us take this to be x1, y1 and this to be x2, y2. So y2 minus y1, that is -2 minus 5 divided by x2 minus x1, -1 minus 2. So it is -7 minus 3, that is the same as 7/3. Okay. Now, what happens if x1 is equal to x2? x1 equals x2. What happens? This, if x1 is equal to x2, and we said A and B are two distinct points now, so your diagram looks like this. When you plot the points, x, y, this is the origin. Suppose this is x1, y1. Let us say y1 is there. So this is the point A. x1, y1. x1, comma, y1. Nah? Comma, y1. Second point, x2, comma, y2. Now we are under the condition that what happens? What happens? What happens when What happens when x1 is equal to x2? Here is the diagram. This is x1, y1. x1 and x2 are equal. So the x2 must be a point on this vertical line. Same x coordinate, no? y2. Let us say b. b, x2, y2. These are 2 points with the same x coordinate. x1, x2 is right, but x1 is equal to x2. So they both points lie on a vertical line, the y-axis, line parallel to the y-axis. These two lines are parallel. We say AB is a vertical line. A and B are different points now. So when you join them, if they are different points, you can draw a line joining the 2 points. Only one and only one line. AB is a vertical line. Vertical. AB is a vertical line. What do you mean by vertical line? AB is a vertical line, meaning a line parallel to English. Line parallel to the y-axis. Line parallel to the x-axis, we say horizontal line. AB is a vertical line. Then M is, what is M? y2 minus y1, no, x2. You cannot say that. This formula fails. Why? It can be applied only when the x-coordinates of the 2 points are not equal. Then the slope of AB, is undefined. Slope of AB is undefined. And the slope of AB is undefined. No meaning. Vertical lines have no slope. Best or better say the slope of AB is undefined. Vertical lines have no slope. Vertical lines have no slope. In fact, vertical lines, slope is, for these lines, slope is, for vertical lines, slope is undefined. For a vertical line, slope is undefined. Don't say infinity or anything, huh? Undefined. Because if x1 is equal to x2, this becomes 0. Division by 0 is undefined, meaningless. Okay. So, next example, find the slope of the line joining A equals -1, 3 and B equals B with coordinates -1 and 4. The slope of the line joining AB, our M, is, yes, 4 minus 3. When you try to do this, -1 minus -1. x1 is equal to x2. x1 is equal to x2. Both equal to -1. Therefore, the slope of the line AB is, yes, what is the slope of the line AB? You have to check whether if they are equal, slope of the line AB is undefined. Do you understand it? Undefined. Okay. Now, can the slope be negative? Can the slope be 0? We saw two examples where slope is positive. Now, I'll do three examples. Example A equals 1. We did that, no? Minus 1, 3. So where's A equals, we'll write something. 1, 3. And B is equal to 2, 7. What is M? M is equal to 7 minus 3 divided. M is 5. M is positive. Positive. If you draw the 2 points, you will see it's a rising line. M positive. 1, 3. 1, 3. And 2, 2, 7. If you join 1, 3, slope is 5. It's a line like this. It's a rising line. If you move from left to right, y coordinate keeps on increasing. M is M is a positive, not only for this, for any positive slope, that is the case. Next one, let A has coordinates 1, 3, and B has coordinates 2, 2, 2. 2, 2. What is M? M is equal to 2 minus 3 divided by 2 minus 1. Minus 1 over plus 1. It is equal to minus 1. Its slope is negative. Negative. Draw the line. You will see something you see for any line with negative slope. X-axis, y-axis, 1, 3. 1, 3. 2, 2. When you join them, you see a line like this. Join it. AB. Here I forgot to put A and B. Same. Now the line, slope of the here, we said slope of the line is positive. It's a rising line. Rising. Rising line. This is as x increases, y drops, falling. Y coordinate falls. Falling. As x increases, y increases. As x increases, y coordinate, as x coordinate increases, y coordinate decreasing. Decreasing here, rising, increasing. When we say increasing, what is increasing? Y is increasing as x. Y is increasing as x increases. As x increases, y also increases. Here, decreasing. As x increases, y, as x increases, y coordinates decreases, gets smaller. Can m be 0? So we saw two situations. M can be positive, a rising or increasing line. M negative, a falling or decreasing line. Positive, negative. Can m be 0? A is equal to say 1 comma 3 and B is equal to 2 comma 3. Find M. M is equal to difference of y coordinates 3 minus 3 divided by 2 minus 1. 3 minus 3 is 0 over 1, which is equal to 0. M is equal to 0. Draw the line. You will see something interesting. What will you see? X, Y, 1 comma 3. 1 comma 3 is this point A, and B is 2 comma 3. 2 comma 3, same y coordinate. When you join the 2 points, it will look like this line. It's a line parallel to the, yeah, oops. I right hand did something with
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
okay. Got disconnected now. 19. Let's see. So now the line joining AB is a line parallel to the x-axis. Such a line is called a horizontal line. Horizontal. AB is horizontal. Horizontal lines have zero slope. So now I will draw. Do you understand? Horizontal lines. So this is neither rising nor falling. M equals 0. Now I'll draw a few lines. Summarize what we said about slopes. Suppose I take a point and draw a few lines. Yo, what is it? X-axis, Y-axis.
Recording stopped.
Hey, students, I got disconnected. Participants, who is the host? Wait, my connection is not stable.
එතකොට x සමානයි බිංදුව වෙන අවස්ථාවේදී y සමානයි ඍණ x ධන 4. x බිංදුව දානවා. එතකොට y සමානයි 4. තේරුණාද? එතකොට y බිංදුව වෙන අවස්ථාවේදී x බිංදුව දානවා. නෑ y ට බිංදුව දානවා. එතකොට ඍණ x ධන 4. එතකොට x සමානයි
ඔව්. කවුරු හරි කියලා දෙනවා නේද? හොඳයිනේ. මම ඉවරුනාම ටික වෙලාවක් කියන්නම්.
Recording in progress.
Okay. මගේ Droid cam එක. Oh, hi. So now I drew a few lines. Can you all see the screen, students? I have to do the recording. No? It's recording. All the time it has. Yes. Look at these lines. This is a horizontal line. So slope is equal to 0 for that line. So these lines, M is greater than 0, rising lines. These lines, M is positive for these lines. Vertical line, what is the slope? Vertical line, slope is undefined. M is undefined. M is undefined. UN. M is undefined for the vertical line. These lines, they are falling lines. These type of lines, they have M negative. M negative for this line, M negative. This line is also M negative for those lines. Okay, so when you see a line, you should be able to recognize whether it is it's a line with positive slope or negative slope or slope 0 or slope undefined. Okay, so that's about the slope. Now we shall now there are two other conditions. Okay, the conditions are for what is the requirement for two lines to be parallel? Two vertical lines. Non-vertical lines. Non-vertical. Vertical lines are parallel to each other. Two non-vertical lines are parallel if and only if condition parallel if and only if their slopes are if and only if their slopes are equal. Slopes are equal. Draw a diagram for that. Let me draw two non-vertical but parallel lines. These two lines are parallel. Suppose the slope of this is M1, slope of the second one is M2. If they are parallel, M1 must be equal to M2. That is the condition. Using similar triangles, you can prove that. But at least know the condition. If two lines are parallel, if and only if their slopes are equal. Slope is a measure of steepness. No? So if they are equal, their slopes are the same. If their slopes are the same, then the two lines are parallel. So next note. Two lines are perpendicular. If one is horizontal, then the other must be vertical. So let us say, let us have two lines with slope M1 and M2. If they have slopes, those lines cannot be vertical. Both of them cannot be vertical. Okay? So perpendicular. If one is vertical, other becomes horizontal. True. But let us say let M1 and M2 be the slopes of two lines. Neither is vertical. Because I'm saying let M1 and M2 be slopes of the two lines now. Then, so we have, then they are perpendicular. Well, perpendicular क्या है? Perpendicular क्या लंबकाई කියන්නේ? They are Tamil speaking students, they cut at right angles. Then they are perpendicular. If and only if M1 times M2 is equal to -1. One slope is the negative reciprocal of the other. You just know it this way. Product of the slope should be equal to -1. Let me draw a diagram for that. Suppose this is one line and this is a line perpendicular to it. Suppose the slope of this line is M1. Suppose the slope of this line is M2. Then we must have M1, M2 equals -1, which can be proved using Pythagoras theorem. But let us just know the condition for now. If you are interested, you can even Google and find out the proof, okay? I really encourage that. But with the time constraints that we have, this is sufficient for now. If I get your mathematical curiosity up, then I'm sure you will do the needful when something like this is stated. If you want a proof, you know how to find it. Here of the
Recording in
straight
progress.
line through the point x1 comma y1, if you want, you can say A with coordinates x1 comma y1 with slope m. Let me draw a diagram. diagram, and I want you to understand what we mean by equation of something. I told you when I did equations, graphs of equations, I said that is the point satisfying the given condition. Relationship between the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate of all points satisfying the given condition. Okay, find the equation of the line through the points. Yeah, let me draw this. This is A. X1, comma, Y1. Now, how do I find, what do we mean by the equation of this line? Take any point P. What is P? Any point on this, and let's call the coordinates x, comma, y. Equation of the line is the relationship between x and y of any point on the line. We said the slope of this line is m. Point with slope m. M and x1, y1 are given. We want to write down the equation of the line. So we take any point on this line, x, comma, y, and we know slope of, let capital P, x, comma, y be any point on this line. What do you mean by the equation of this line? Is there a relationship between x and y? We know it's given that line AP given that the slope of AP, is equal to m, or for P not equal to A. If P is equal to A, we don't have two distinct points. They are the same point. To find the slope, we need two distinct points. So the argument that we give here is valid as long as P is not A. If P is not A, we know slope m is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x minus x1. This is valid only for P. All the other points on the line, this is true. Slope is y difference of y coordinates divided by difference of x coordinates. But if P is A, then we again get 0 here and 0 there also. If P becomes A, x is x1, y is y1. So you get something like 0, 0, undefined. So m is equal to this for P not equal to A. Cross multiply and switch sides and right. If you cross multiply m times x minus x1, is equal to m over 1 වගේ මේ පැත්තට y minus y1 for P not equal to A. So switch sides and write y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. That is valid for P not equal to A. But now, this equation, we got it from this. That is why we have to carry this forward. But this equation is satisfied by P equals A also. Now this equation this last equation is satisfied. තෘප්ත කරනවා. ආදේශ කරාම දෙපැත්තම සමාන වෙනවා. When we substitute, both sides are equal. That is what we mean by satisfied. The equation is satisfied by P equals A also. Right? For P equals A, for P is equal to A, left hand side, y minus y1 is equal to, if P and A are equals, y is y1 minus y1, 0. And x minus x1, if P is equal to A, if P is equal to A, x comma y equals x1 y1, so y equals y1, x equals x1. Bring P and place it on A. So x becomes x1, y becomes y1. So if P is equal to A, y minus y1 is 0. X minus x1 is x1 minus x1, 0. Left hand side, so 0 equals m times 0, any number multiplied by 0 is 0. So this side is 0, this side is 0. So the equation is satisfied by P equals A also. Therefore, this equation is satisfied by every point on this line. Now, when you learn, even if you do combined maths, when you learn, just this is given and cross multiply and say, they don't, usually in our country, they don't mention about other requirements. But when you learn mathematics, it's extremely important that you understand the conditions under which what you write is valid. Okay? Better conceptual understanding will emerge from that. So now what did we say? We got this. Okay. So y minus y1 equals m x minus x1 is satisfied by every point P, that is, are you going to need y equals y1, so y equals y1, y minus y1 equals m x minus x1 is satisfied by every point P, x comma y on this line. What is this? Line with slope m and passing through the point x1, y1. x එක y එක හරහා යන slope එක m වෙච්ච රේඛාව තමයි මෙතන මේ රේඛාව කියන්නේ. I will speak in students, they understand. So this is satisfied because this side is 0 and this side is also 0 for P equals A. So this is satisfied by P equals A also, and we gave the reason for that. For other points, this is satisfied. We have proved it using the definition of the slope. So this equation is satisfied. So it is the equation of that line. So it is the equation of that line. Line with slope m and passing through the point with coordinates x1, y1 is the equation. What is the equation? Y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. This is known as the point slope form of the equation. A point x1, y1 slope. When those two are given, we can write down the equation of the line. What is x, what is y? They are the coordinates of any point on the line. Okay? Now, find the equation of the line. So, this is the equation. Example, Find the equation of the line. Find the equation of the line through the point say -1 comma -2 with slope -2/3. Find the equation of the line through the point with slope, so slope negative. So it's a falling line. You don't even need to draw a graph. You can draw the graph after you find the equation also. How do you do this? Use the point slope form. This is a point. You know the point. Point is known, and you know the slope. So point slope form can be used. Y minus y1. y1 is -2. Y minus, so this is like x1, y1. x1, y1, this is like m. Let's just substitute to this equation. Y minus -2, y minus y1 equals m. M is -2/3 x minus x1. x1 is -1. This is the equation. Simplify. Y minus minus is plus equals, multiply out, -2 multiply this and this, -2x/3 or 2/3x. Here minus, here plus. This is plus. Okay, let me simplify it this way. Easier to explain. Minus, first of all, -2/3 x minus -1 is +1. Otherwise, you might make mistakes. That's why I did it that way. Now multiply the whole equation by 3. That is 3. So 3 times, I have to multiply this whole thing. So you have to introduce a bracket. Y plus 2 equals -2 x plus 1. This just simplifying. Now you can write this as 3y plus 6 equals -2x minus 2. Take 2x to the other side. 2x plus 3y, I took this to the other, -2x becomes plus 2x. Taking other side, this add 2x to this equation. 2x plus 3y plus 6, and take this plus 6, take this -2 to this side, it becomes plus 2. Taking it to that side is the same as add 2 to the equation. So this 2 is equal to 0. It becomes 2x plus 3y plus 8 equal to 0. Now you know how to draw such a line. One point is given. If I take -1, -2 and substitute here, it must be satisfied. -1, -2. -2, -6, -8 plus 8, 0. This is the answer, final answer. I mean, this is an answer. This is the simplified version of that straight line. Find the equation of the line through the point, this with slope that. Now I will give you, for you to work and tell me the answer. Find the equation of the line Find the equation of the line. Find the equation of the line through the points. Find the equation of the line through the points 1, -2 and 2, -3. Now you cannot apply the points law form. Not 1 point but 2 points are given. 2 points are given. So there is a 2-point form. I don't want you to memorize all that. Just the points law form is enough for this also. First find M. First find M. And then use and then this is and then use the points law form. Taking any of these two as the point. Use the point slope form. Can somebody do the problem? First find M. M for, so here I have to say example. What is M? First find the slope. M is equal to 2 points are there. So what is M? -3 minus -2 divided by difference of y coordinates divided by difference of x coordinates, 2 minus 1. This is equal to -3 plus 2 divided by 2 minus 1 is 1. -3 plus 2 is -1 divided by 1. So M is equal to -1. Now pick one of these two to be x1, y1. x1, y1. Use the point slope form. Y minus y1 equals y minus y1. Y minus -2 equals M minus 1 times x minus x1. Y minus y. X minus x1 is equal to 1. Y minus -2. So this is nothing but y minus y1 equals M x minus x1. Point slope form. After finding the slope, you can go there. This can be simplified. Y plus 2 equals minus x, minus times minus plus 1. Take x to this side, x plus y plus 2 minus 1 plus 1. I did it mentally, yeah? Ayo, minus. Okay. Then we go to slope intercept form. Slope. What is it? Slope intercept form. That is the second form. Slope intercept form. Alikale point slope form. Now slope intercept form. Intercept is slope, let us say m. Intercept is here, we say slope-intercept form when the y-intercept is given. Y-intercept 0, c. Y-intercept means the word intercept in this form means the y-intercept. Y-intercept 0, c. Y-intercept 0. It's like this. Where? Coordinates of this point. Slope is m. Now we can use the point slope form. But this is important in experimental analysis. When you collect data, okay, the y-intercept has a meaning. It is the value of the c is the value of the y coordinate when the x variable is 0. It's a special point. And the equation looks beautiful. Point, slope form can be applied. Can be applied here. What is the point? 0, c, slope m. So y minus y1 equals m, x minus x1. Here x1, y1, x1, y1. The point that we know, x1 is 0, y1 is c. So we get y minus c equals m, x minus 0. Take this c to the other side, throw it to the other side, you get y equals, when you multiply this, mx. That is 0, and x minus 0 is mx. So y equals, so y minus c equals mx. Therefore y equals mx, put c to the other side. This is known as the slope-intercept form. When you see an equation like this, immediately recognize m as the slope and c as the y coordinate of the y-intercept. If it is y-intercept, it crosses the y-axis at that place, no? Therefore, x coordinate is 0. That is why I wrote 0, c, y-intercept 0. Y equals mx plus c. That is the second form. Slope-intercept form. Third form straight away, the general form. The general form. General form of a straight line. We are doing forms of straight lines. General form. General form. There, 1 and 2 can be applied. 1 and 2 can be applied. Only to non-vertical lines. Because we are talking about slope. Slope has a meaning only for non-vertical lines. A vertical line has no slope. Slope is undefined. Only to non-vertical lines. Only to non-vertical lines. how do you find the equation of a vertical line? Equation, the equation of a vertical line. Vertical line through A, x1, y1. Equation of a vertical line through A, x1, y1. So draw a diagram. X-axis, y-axis. A, let us say here, x1, y1. Vertical line through this, meaning a line parallel to the y-axis. Vertical line. What is the equation of this line? Meaning, we have to take any point P on that. Now we cannot use slope. Take any point P. Here it's unfortunate. This is a comma. X comma y. For any point P on this line, the equation is x equals x1. Any point on this line satisfies x coordinates equal. Y could be anything. X equals x1. Understand? This is also x1. Any point on this line satisfies this condition. X coordinate equals x1. So the general form, now we go to the general form. General form is, I'll write it here, otherwise it will be too late after the discussion. General form is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. A, B and C are real numbers, not both 0 at the same time. A, B and C are real numbers, real constants, or real numbers with A and B, not A and B, not 0 simultaneously at the same time. If A and B are both zeros at the same time, the equation is no xy, only c equals 0. That is not a straight line. Most people don't pay attention to what I said here. They just say this is the general form of an equation of a straight line. But why I say this? Just for don't want to say something wrong. Whether you understand it at this point or not, I have to say it. Otherwise, I'm lying. If A and B are both 0 at the same time, you don't get an equation of a straight line. C equals 0. If C is 0, it's the entire plane. If C is not equal to 0, then no graph exists. That part is not necessary, but so ax plus by plus c equals 0. That contains 1, 2, and 3. So in this case also, equation of a vertical line also. Because ax, 1x plus by, 0y plus minus x1 equal to 0. So this equation is also of this form. So that is why this is called the general form. This is called the general form of an equation. Remember, after doing a problem, we simplified See? Find the equation of the line through this point with slope dash. Simplified it to ax plus by plus c equal to 0. A, B, C are 2, 3, and 8. General form. Any, whether it is vertical or not, equation can be written this way. If y is 0, if b is 0, if b is 0, it is ax plus c equal to 0. But if b is equal to 0, we said a is non-zero. Therefore, you get x equals negative c over a. So it is of this form. X equals some number, vertical lines. So vertical, non-vertical, both are in there. Vertical, and non-vertical are both in the form a times x plus b times y plus c equal to 0. That is why it is called the general form, ax plus by plus c equal to 0, where a and b are non-zero at the same time. Okay? That is why it's called the general equation. Captures all the straight lines, all of the straight lines. Okay? So, what time is it? 55. 8. Oh, we have another line. I missed it. 7.47. I have to upload the note now. Did you see my videos? Were the video recording uploaded? May have been uploaded, but I didn't see it when I checked it today. So if there are any issues, let me know. Huh? So that's about the straight lines. I have about 4 minutes now. Let me do a nice problem. Huh? One student is answering. -1, very good. And that is the slope of that line. Now so there are various problems. I think I will change the next tutorial to cover straight lines. Okay, the stuff that we learned today. Okay, we didn't do limits yet. Before we do limits, wanted you to have a good understanding of straight lines in the XY plane. There is a reason needed to define the slope of a straight line. After we do limits, we try to define the slope of the tangent line. So if we haven't done slope of a line, I cannot do it there. That is why I stopped and did this. Okay. 3 minutes left. Example. Find the equation of the line. Find the equation of the line. Through the point -1, 5, and through the point and perpendicular. See whether you understand this. Perpendicular to the line 2x minus 3y plus 2 equal to 0. Now you realize ax plus by plus help you understand some things that we did earlier also better. Find the equation of the line through the point. So a point is given and line is also given. -1, 5 perpendicular to this. So let us find the slope of, what is the slope of this line? Slope of 2x minus 3y plus 2 equal to 0. How do you find the slope of this? Right? Keep 3y, take 3y to the other side of this side, doesn't matter. This is my negative, no? So, okay, negative 3y equals, throw the other terms to the other side. I mean, yeah, then අපිට 3y එහා පැත්තට ගමු with a positive coefficient. 2x plus 2 negative 3y. Oh, plus. Taking this to the other side, so that. Therefore, y is equal to, divide by 3, this equation. Therefore, this side divided by 3 is y. 2 over 3x plus 2 over 3. Now, y equals mx plus c times. This is n. Y equals, when you write an equation in the form y equals mx plus c, the coefficient of x, that number comes with x, is the slope. So for this line, m1, I'll say m1 is equal to 2 over 3. So what is the slope of the line perpendicular to it? If m1 is 2 over 3, I need a line which is perpendicular to this. If this is m2, so the slope of the line perpendicular, any line perpendicular to it, is given by of any line, the slope of any line perpendicular to it, slope, let us say m2 of any line is given by m1 times m2 is equal to negative 1. m1 is 2 over 3. m2 is equal to -1. Cross multiply, put 3 there, divided by. So m2 is equal to negative 3 over 2. Negative reciprocal of this. Negative 3 over 2. Negative upside down is what you get. So the required equation. Now, required equation is line perpendicular to this. We know the slope now, and through this point. So the required answer is y minus y1, 5. This is like x1, y1. Y minus 5 equals m2 minus 3 over 2, x minus x1 is -1. Line through this point perpendicular to this. So we are using point slope form after finding the slope of the line perpendicular to it. Minus 1. You can simplify this. Simplify homework. Okay? Simplify homework. This is +1, then +1. Okay? Students? We shall stop there for today. And you will learn a little more. I will do a few more problems on this during, I will ask them to do. 11, where's 10? 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8, 11. Okay, students, that's it for today. If you have, if you need extra help, just let me know, okay? I will arrange you to get that help. Never give up, okay? It's easy stuff. You may have seen some before, not sure, depending on your background, but everybody should have basic understanding of these concepts that we do. Okay? Thank you. Yes, you are welcome. You are welcome. So, see you all next Monday. Bye.